It's the SWP Disciple. If you're from the area and you see this scene right here, and then you can see the WWE building right there, you know you're in Stamford, Connecticut, which is to say you're in Southern Connecticut, so about to hit New York in a little bit. I guess Bridgeport would be the next kind of like big city, and then you hit the city. You're probably wondering, like, what are you doing heading to the city? Well, had a couple friends from Dallas just hit me up like yesterday, the day before, and they're like, we're in Queens. And I was like, oh snap. And it was an open weekend for me, so I was like, all right, let me head on down. So I'm heading on down. Work was a little, I wouldn't say arduous, but there was like enough work to where it drained my battery a little bit. My imaginary but very real carbon-based battery, which is to say, like, my energy. Had my requisite, well, you can't see it there because I have things blocking it, but I was going to show you my 5-hour energy. Had some coffee earlier, which I didn't finish. And yeah, we'll see how this works out. If I'm too tired, obviously safety first. I'll just stay in a hotel for the night. Of course, Sunday's my big like free swing night, where I can just sleep in. Though I've been like indulging in it too much. Usually my little nephews come by from church like around like 1:30, and I've been like missing them because I'm still in bed or whatever. But I know with Sundays being my only day off, I really need to, like, literally my most important task is to stay in bed until I'm well rested or satiated or whatever you want to say, and not get out of bed until I'm well rested, because that sets up my whole weekend. I have a bad habit of not sleeping enough and staying up too late and eating Jolly Ranchers and all this other stupid stuff that I should have grown out of. So much so that last night or yesterday, I took a little nap because I stayed up too late Thursday night, and then took what was supposed to be like a half-hour, 40-minute nap after work, and then I just ended up. My alarm went off, but how you kind of wake up like in a bit of a stupor, and like you're half asleep, but like still lucid enough to hit the off button, or snooze button at least. I think I did the snooze a couple times, and then finally I set my alarm to what I felt was like a healthy enough time, like what would have amounted to like an hour and a half nap or whatever. And then when I woke up, I still didn't feel right, so I was just like, all right, screw it. So then I ended up missing the gym last night, and by the time I really got up, it was like almost 10 o'clock. So it ended up being like a 3.5 hour nap or whatever. So one thing I've noticed as I've gotten older, I can't really do the my signature 35-40 minute nap, and then I'll pop like a 5-hour energy, and that's enough to keep me going for like another like 7-8 hours or whatever. But I guess when my body's tired, it's just tired. Of course, I do ask a lot of it and don't sleep enough, so it's hard to tell where the fatigue ends and the poor lifestyle stuff begins, or vice versa. Anyway, so yeah, heading down to Queens, probably gonna get like a overpriced dinner or go to some lounge or whatever. I don't think I'll be down here too long, but since I got into like my little like fender bender, it was like a very minor fender bender back in, I don't know, February, March, but it was expensive, and I paid out of pocket like $3,000. So like no vacation this year, though that may change because I have some Delta credits, like $300 something that use it or lose it by like November. So I think I might be going to Seattle, and then on the way back to St. Louis to see a couple people there. But in general, I had no real like vacation planned. So, and usually I go to Dallas Fort Worth every summer, except for this summer. So it's cool that these friends are here, just per chance. So should be a good time. Like I said, I'll crash down there if I'm too tired, but I anticipate coming back like in the wee hours of the night. It's still early enough. It's 7:39. It's like 2.5 hours up. So Queens is like very nearly like Long Island, if not the beginning of like Long Island. I don't like that drive because there's a couple bottlenecks there. I actually grew up on Great Neck when I was younger, like very, very young, like probably age, I don't know, like 3 to almost 7. I was in Great Neck, right next to Flushing. It's nice down there. I have a couple friends down there, but for the same reason, because I just don't care for the drive. It's not the straightest drive once you get through the city. But yeah, should be fun. As far as like updates this week, so it is now done, right? So I frantically apply. I think I only applied to technically one school, but I did my due diligence and called a bunch, because a lot of them were like, once I talked to admissions, it was apparent that like I wouldn't get in, or I had to serve like the year or two moratorium. So I you can always apply, but that would just be like throwing money down the well. So I think I probably contacted like 15, maybe 20 schools. Obviously my situation is very specific, but so it's all done. So like the deadline for most schools, I think there's like a couple that are like August 1st. I'm going to try to check my list again, make sure I didn't miss anyone, but I went through like 15, 20 schools, did all I could. So as far as I'm concerned, the 1-year prison sentence begins now. Hopefully it doesn't stretch to 2. So I've turned my attention now to trying to find like an internship. The good thing, working for a fairly large boutique, though not publicly traded financial companies, we have a legal department. So I spoke with Chief Counsel yesterday, and she's gonna let me just pepper her with questions, and also her right-hand man, if you will, and pepper them with questions. Now they handle, as you might imagine, it's a financial company, so they do a lot of mergers and acquisitions. So there's like a lot of like NDA stuff and things I can't see, even though I'm internal. But they'll, I'm gonna see if I can find like some type of work if possible. It seems like it's gonna be more like just a Q&A session, and they're just gonna basically pour into me as much information as possible. I'm still trying to get an internship with my attorney, like kind of like my family attorney. Like we've worked with him on a few things, but I feel like he's dodging me, because I contacted him like a couple weeks ago a couple times, and I just ended up speaking to like his paralegal. So I think he's dodging me, but eventually I'll find someone to work with, and whether it's like writing briefs or proofreading or whatever, I'm just going to try to do something so I have it for the resume for when I apply again to schools, which some of them, their admissions for September or fall of next year open as soon as September, so in like 6 weeks. So it's all upon me. And then I'll start studying again. Oh, we're in New York. Start studying again for I don't even remember going past Bridgeport, so we must have kind of gone a different route. And then start studying for the LSAT again, just for if it ends up being a school outside of WNE, which is incredibly likely. So right back into the fire again. I gotta prep my mind to not get too used to like not being in school, and like let go of the rope and just get like real like loosey-goosey and lazy. You realize how much time you have when you're not in school. Even though I work my nominal 2 jobs and whatever it amounts to, like 50 hours a week. I actually was in the lab Thursday night because our other optician, my buddy, who's also in the lab with me, he was on vacation with his girlfriend in DR. So we had quite the stack of jobs to cut down. So I came in after my regular job Thursday and was there until about like 9 p.m. So about 3 hours. I probably did, I don't know, maybe like 15 jobs or so. So it was quite productive. Like I was on it. No breakages either. I was just really on it. It's very hard. That's very hard to do, like maintain concentration and speed in just slightly less than 3 hour period and get that many jobs done. So I was kind of proud of myself. And then went to the gym afterwards. So, but yeah, you realize that I'm not going to class from 6 to 10, Monday through Thursday. So it's like I have kind of a good bit of time. I wouldn't say that I'm just full of time, but I was in the shop earlier today from 10:30 to about 5, and then stopped by my cousin's stepson's graduation party and dropped off a little card. Man, I've been like hemorrhaging money with all the birthdays and graduations this year, but I'm just about out the woods. I still have to give my niece her card, and then my aunt's birthday is August 1st, and then I'm kind of cool for a while. Like my birthday's in September, and then I'm chilling until like my mom's birthday, and then we'll in October, and then we'll kind of hit another little wave, but not nearly as bad as it has been this year from basically March until now. Like every other weekend there's been something to shell out like $100 minimum for. But yeah, so I'm basically just saying hello. I have some thoughts, but I kind of want to just like listen to a podcast and chill. I'm sure I'll make another probably wholly unnecessary vid on the drive back. But Queens is nice, kind of like a hipster spot, much like, Brooklyn or what, Harlem's become. Of course, you remember back in 2018, I was in Harlem like every other weekend rather. I miss that time, much as I miss, New Jersey a couple years ago. But keep on trucking, stay prayed up, and hope for the best. Anyway, the Lord is faithful. Stay with me. God bless.